Welcome to Your Anime Senpais.
I'm Richard.
And I'm John.
And today we're going to be talking about Index Season 3, Episode 3, as well as
One Piece, Episode 858.
And just to be upfront with you guys, this is going to be talking about spoilers. So if you've not seen either of those episodes, go watch them first and then come back here. So, hey, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah. So, John.
Yeah.
One Piece, episode 858. Let's talk about it. So,
all right.
Katakuri, last time on the last episode, he was saying to Luffy that wasn't going to give him an inch. Like, he was just going to put him down. So,
yeah.
What's the status with that? Was Luffy able to do anything? Was he able to fight him off?
That didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Luffy was constantly pushed back. Every punch was met and blocked, and no contact was made on Katakuri's end. So he had him constantly on the defensive, wearing him out. Throughout the fight, Katakuri just kind of looks at him after a while and goes, "You're kind of shrinking." And Luffy goes, "Oh no, Gear 4 is running out." So he immediately stops dead in the air. He's like, "I'm stopping this fight," and he turns around and just like retreats. So
just I'm done.
Yeah, because
time out.
Yeah, because once he runs out for 10 whole minutes, he can't use Haki, which is basically he can't attack or defend. So, so he's got to find a hiding place. So he's flying off in a direction, and Katakuri looks at him and goes, "So you have an ability that has a time limit? Interesting." So he's like, "Well, I'm not the type of villain that's going to let you get away while you're going to go and heal back up." So he immediately chases after him.
So he's doing something smart for a villain.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I mean, this villain's like, "Yeah, no, this ain't happening." So he chases after him, and eventually Luffy his Gear 4 does run out, and he falls to the ground, and he's just a normal average Joe just running, and he's avoiding all the attacks Katakuri's throwing at him, just barely. Finally, Luffy gets a little bit of headway, and he turns a corner, and the camera kind of turns to the side, and we see Luffy just shocked, like you don't know what happened, but he's frozen in like some kind of fear, or you don't really know what.
Right.
And the first thought that went through my mind was, "Oh great, what did he just run into? What did he see?" Well, you see him take these like couple steps back, and he turns, and there's Brûlé, his ticket out of there. He kind of looks up, and there's a mirror. Well, there's mirrors everywhere. Well, he's like, he camera zooms in on his face, and he gets this over-the-top, goofy, mischievous grin, and grabs her and jumps to the mirror right as Katakuri is about to land a pretty severe blow on him. So we see, Luffy kind of at the last minute getaway, of course, and as luck would have it, he gets to Nuts Island moments after Big Mom goes on a rampage there. And as it would also, ironically, would happen, she rips the top off the building that Luffy just happened to land in. So she's on this rampage still, trying to find a wedding cake, but it's not at Nuts Island. So that's kind of where they're at with all that.
Oh, gotcha. Well, so speaking of the wedding cake, then how's that coming along?
Well, it's almost 6 o'clock in the show's time, and we're back on looking at Sanji, and he's wrapping up the cake finally. He's finished up his whipped cream. The chiffon cake's wrapping up. The chocolate glaze is wrapping up, and we kind of see the head cooks taste testing everything, and one of them just falls over, and the other cooks kind of freak out. And they're like, "Whoa, did you just poison him?" I mean, is because they actually think that it's possible they might try to poison Big Mom as kind of a thing. I would imagine. So Sanji just kind of looks at him. He's like, "Well, just ask the guy if he's poisoned." And you see the head chef with this over the top like smile on his face, like, "I could die happy right now because that was so delicious." And so with that being said, they take everything. They're getting ready to load it up, and they're about ready to go and meet Big Mom to give her this cake that they're going to prepare fully on the boat as they're heading that way.
Okay. Well, what about the rest of the crew? What's their status? Are they at Cacao Island, or are they what's going on with them?
Well, they're actually I guess on their way. So
Okay.
they've actually gotten pretty lucky because they have the territory slugs that are on the bottom of the ocean. Well, they've been subdued by the fisherman pirates, and they're no longer in action. So they've had pretty smooth sailing so far. They're able to make their way pretty good time. The fire tank pirates that are off somewhere else, they're also not being followed, and everyone's just like, well, I don't know what's going on, but this is great luck. So and just kind of because of this, because the Big Mom pirates don't know where they're at, they've basically just grabbed all their tart ships, the battleships, every kind of ship they got, and they're going to all go to Cacao Island because that's where they know they're going to be at. So we're really quickly, well, hopefully quickly, getting to the climax of this fight because it's all going to come to a head at this point. They're all going to the same spot, and we know it. And there's only about 7 hours left. So hopefully that comes quickly, but that's kind of where it's at now.
Well, 7 hours, which means 7 more episodes or 70 more episodes, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell with One Piece. It's
I mean, you mentioned last week that it's kind of like DBZ time, where 5 minutes of planet blowing up could be 10 episodes.
Yeah, so, could be.
But well, that's very interesting. Well,
yeah. So let's talk about some Index Season 3 then.
Yes, let's do that.
So Richard, in the last episode of Index, you kind of mentioned that Toma was fighting off the right seed of God.
Yes. So the character specifically, his name is Terra of the Left, and his power is kind of weird. So I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it there. There's a lot of like religious, connotations to all this, but I'm just going to kind of paraphrase it. So basically, he can change the hierarchy of certain objects.
The hierarchy.
Yes. So for example, let's say me as just Richard Michaelis, I'm taking this pencil, I'm going to throw this pencil at a stone wall, right? What would normally happen, right? It's just going to bounce off that wall.
You'd think.
Yeah. No big deal. But Terra, on the other hand, he could say, raise hierarchy of pencil, lower hierarchy of stone wall. And then at that point, he could take this pencil, throw it at that stone wall, and it'll just go right through it like a hot knife through butter. Just destroy it, whatever.
Sounds good to me.
So basically, it seems to me like he's manipulating the laws of physics or whatever. It's really weird. And again, there's a lot of religious connotation to all this, and I'm not going to get into all that right there in this video because it's going to probably take a long time for me to explain. But in any case, as powerful as that may seem, it's got a really two glaring weaknesses. One, yes. So in order to use this power, he actually has to verbally declare, like what I just said, raise hierarchy of this pencil, lower hierarchy of the wall. So he's saying this out loud where everybody else can hear him, including his enemies. So basically, his enemies, if they know what his power is, they can get a heads up like, okay, well, he's going to throw this pencil at this wall, so if I put up a shield, like a steel shield in front of the wall, or take a baseball bat and just bat the pencil out of the air. So
basically, it just treats it like a normal pencil at that point.
Yes, exactly. So the only thing that the pencil would be able to affect would be that stone wall. So there's that. And also, too, he can only make one declaration at a time. So, again, going back with the pencil and the stone wall. So he says, raise hierarchy of pencil, lower the stone wall. He says that, but then, let's say later on, he says, oh, okay, well, raise hierarchy of baseball bat, lower hierarchy of steel shield. So that first declaration with the pencil and the stone wall is now void. So he can only do it one at a time. So, in any case, Toma figures all this out during their fight. Okay,
really,
and yes,
figured it out from
just from him doing all this, and then essentially Toma gets the upper hand, and is able to just do his trademark punches to his right hand punches to Terra, knocks him down for the count. Terra then just kind of goes on this, as antagonists and villains typically do. They just go on this, grand speech or whatever, and then
start monologuing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then the wall just kind of collapses around him. We, the audience, and they also, the characters think that he's dead. No big deal. But then cuts later on to we see him in a church. He apparently survives the ordeal somehow or another. I don't remember if it was ever explained or not, but he survives the ordeal and he's in a church. He's talking with apparently one of his allies, Aqua of the Rear, I believe is what his name was. And they're just kind of talking. Aqua, we kind of see Aqua like get this like hint like, Terra's just, he's not really worthy of us, being with us, being an ally of ours. So he's not worthy being a part of the right hand or right seat of God. So
try to vote him out maybe or something.
Oh, no. They're just he just pretty much kills him off.
Oh,
just
you're
done.
That makes it simpler.
Yeah. And so I think he actually took like a stone column and just kind of crushes Terra with it. So no big deal. We're done with that. And so that being said, though, it looks like Aqua is going to be our next antagonist potentially. So it's Toma's going to have another fight on his hands as per usual, of course.
Nice.
That's the way it is.
All right.
So
you had mentioned in the previous episode that it seemed like Terra kind of hinted at the idea that Toma's abilities were more than what we've seen so far.
Yeah. So, and he really didn't reveal too much even in this episode, but he did mention the fact that Toma wasn't using his abilities to his full extent, and the fact that Toma lost his memories way back in season 1, which I actually forgot.
Yeah.
Way back in season 1, he lost his memories, and so because of that, Toma's not able to use his powers to his full extent, and it was really kind of hard to tell too, because even back in season 1, like all he ever used his Imagine Break for was just to cancel out abilities. That's all we saw for. Like whenever Misaka threw electrical bolts at him, he just raised his hands like, okay, we're not doing that. So, and he would cancel out the electrical bolt and so on and so forth. But in any case, even after he lost his memories, though, he still acted like Toma. There was no indication like anything significant was lost. Even though it was his memories. But in any case, but yeah. So realizing this, Toma's like, oh well, okay. I guess I need to figure out what's going on with my abilities. But now Terra's gone. He's out of the picture at this point. So who knows what that's going to be like? How that's all going to develop into? I'm assuming that's what this season's going to be about, or at least leading up to that point. Yeah, you would think so. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see, because I mean, right now all his ability is just cancel out other people's supernatural abilities with his right hand,
and that could be pretty good. Honestly.
It is really good. But where do you go from that? Like maybe use his left hand next time.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe use both hands. Maybe use a Kamehameha. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he can use his stage 4 Devil Fruit or something.
Gear
4. Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where that goes to, though. So.
All right. So I mean, I guess overall, then you thought it was a pretty good episode.
It was an interesting episode, but to be honest, right now, I mean, it's only 3 episodes in, but I get this. I have this feeling like I feel like I'm lost. I'm not really getting everything. Maybe it's because it's been so long since season 2 happened, because I haven't seen season 2 since then, since like what I say it was like 8 years ago.
Oh. And
so it's been a long time since I watched it. And it could also be too that maybe there's some stuff that wasn't adapted from the light novel or from the source material that
they're referencing.
And so, I do kind of feel like I'm getting lost a little bit. Part of the reason why I got excited for this season is because I really love these characters and love seeing their interactions with each other, especially with Toma. And now that Toma has been kind of moved away from all that and is in Paris now, so I feel like we lost some things there. Now, to be fair, Accelerator did show up in this episode very briefly though, and during the time we saw him, Toma was knocked out, or they were just in different areas or something, but there was no real interaction there. Toma did talk with Misaka over the phone, and that was kind of interesting too, because she did kind of have that, she was yelling at him like, "Oh, why haven't you called me? Why haven't you answered my cell phone number or my messages or whatever?" And that was kind of interesting too. But again, that was just over a cell phone call. It doesn't feel quite the same. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting. I hate to complain, but I don't feel like I'm getting quite what I'm wanting out of the season, at least not right now. But again, it's just 3 episodes in. Hopefully, I believe this is like a 24 to 26 episode season, so hopefully things start picking up. Hopefully he gets back to Japan and back to Academy City, and we can start seeing him interact again with all the other characters. Or maybe they'll just randomly show up like Accelerated did, and it's just like, oh, here we are, and it's like, oh, how did you guys get here? But I don't know. That being said, I'm still very much going to be watching this season. I'm still going to be reviewing it, so don't worry about that. But I'm just hoping it starts picking up some more. So
yeah.
But in any case, that's all I have for season 3 of Index,
Great.
and I guess that's going to be it for us for today. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
So yeah, that's possibly the best anime I've ever seen.
The best.
Yeah, the best. You need to check it out.
Okay, you know what? I'll check it out right this second.
Oh,
right now,
let's
right?
go watch it then.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go watch it, guys.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, hey. If you like this video, go down there and hit the like button.
And you know what? While you're there, there's a subscribe button and a notification button, so whenever we post a video, you guys will be notified.
Yeah, and even further below that's our comment section. So go down there, share your thoughts on this video, and let us know what you thought about it, and give us some feedback.
Yeah, but please just keep the spoilers to a minimum, please.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you next time.